Winter time of 2018, the most peaceful and enjoyable period of my life. It's a Wednesday afternoon and my mate and I have just gotten off school. We decide to hang out at his house and practice tricks on our scooters which we'd ride to school every morning from his house. We spent the entire afternoon out the back of his house practicing tricks on this little portion of concrete that he had, and every time I would land a trick, he would give me a Haribo gummy which I'd never had before. It was absolute heaven on earth. 11-year-old kids with not a care in the world. And 2 weeks later, it was time for us to pack to go to Canberra for our school excursion. But this particular mate, who was my best mate, and still is to this day, did not go on this excursion. But I was still excited because I had another mate who I was fairly close with who was coming. And I remember on this particular excursion, like all school excursions, we weren't allowed to bring our phones. We weren't allowed to bring phones to take photos on. You know, we couldn't use them or anything like that, but I did. So I felt like super rebellious. I felt like a cool kid because I bought it and I knew we weren't supposed to. But everything about this trip was just so memorable. Like, although I've got photos, I remember this like it was yesterday. Even if I didn't, I can remember back to this. And there's not a lot of things that I can say I remember back to vividly, because of some of the experiences I've had with like drugs and that sort of thing. I'm sure they've had some sort of impact on my cognition and my ability to recall. And I'm sure we've all got that one school excursion that we just think about all the time. We wish we could go back and relive it just one more time. It's this feeling of excitable energy, just anticipation, like I spoke about in my previous video. But it really is just that childlike anticipation. You're G'd up, you don't know what's gonna happen next, you're fired up. And it's something we all crave these days, but we never seem to be able to achieve it. It's almost this feeling of lightness and peace, and it's like we're at ease, you know, we're just calm. Life doesn't feel real, that's the only way I can put it. In these moments, life did not feel real. It felt like a movie or something. But bro, you need to stop chasing that fucking feeling, because as Rocky says,
the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it.
All right, you can have that fucking feeling again, but for it to be acquired, it's through far different means. You can't chase this short-term dopamine like you could when you were a kid. Have this, you know, really excitable feeling within you. That is going to fuck you up. That's how you become depressed. It's absolutely possible to achieve this feeling. It just has to be through constant repetition of effort. And bro, when I say through different means, I mean things that require work, or they require you to undergo some sort of mental boundary, you know, overcoming something. That's what gives you that sense of excitement, that sense of fulfillment. So the other day, I'm sure some of you will have seen the vlog, I was doing cold approaches in Melbourne with my mate. We both did double digits in cold approaches, going up to girls, you know, hey, what's your name? I just wanted to say you're really beautiful. Can I have your Instagram? And we got rejected a few times, sure, that's fine. But this shit gave me that sense of fulfillment, that sense of excitement, gave me that self-respect, that confidence boost. I wasn't looking for a partner. I wasn't looking for a girl to marry. I wasn't even looking for some bullshit casual sex or some shit, right? I had pure intentions of just having a conversation and overcoming my approach anxiety. There's no lust. There's no fucking, oh, I want to fuck this girl or something. There's none of that. It's purely just me wanting to get better at conversing with women. Yesterday, I went to my gym, but not to train. I did half an hour in the hot as fuck sauna. I got it as hot as possible. And whilst I was in there, I poured 5 liters of water onto the rocks. So for those of you who have done sauna, you will know that that gets it hot as fuck. It heats it up quicker, right? So the half an hour in the sauna was actually 32 minutes to be exact. And then I got into the 4-degree ice bath, which for my American viewers, I think that's like 25, 30 degrees, something like that. I could be wrong. Whilst I was in the sauna, it fucking sucked. After 10 minutes, my brain was telling me get out. After 20 minutes, I literally thought I was going to pass out. And after 30 minutes, I just about did pass out. But once I got out, I was like, oh, fuck. I just overcame what I didn't think I could, because prior to this, my record was like 15, 16 minutes. So I over doubled my time just because I decided not to be a pussy and I actually wanted to respect myself. I was sick of getting out before I said I was gonna get out. The ice bath once again sucked shit, but I respected myself afterwards for doing this. And I know I say this a lot, But when you do the hard shit, you get this sense of lightness and peacefulness, and you just feel this great sense of achievement and growth because you are growing, you actually are growing. And the reason you feel this way is because you know that you're doing everything in your power to become the absolute best version of yourself, the strongest, most independent, most financially free and successful version of yourself that you can possibly be. Last week, before I went to that live David Goggins event, I thought I was trying my hardest, but I was nowhere fucking close. I was doing YouTube videos every day, but I would watch a YouTube video whilst I ate food. I would watch a movie of a night time whilst I'd eat dinner. That's all bullshit. That's not helping me get towards my goal. And I'm sick of people who want to say they're working as hard as they possibly can. They're on grind time, but they're doing that shit. They're fucking pussies, all right? And I'm not saying I'm any better, because that was me literally a week ago. I was, creating content, but I was still watching YouTube videos and slacking in some areas, wasting fucking time. Any time that's not spent working towards your goals, I like to have 3 at a time, is fucking time wasted. You need to have 3 big goals to achieve within the next year, and anything that's not moving the needle forward in those aspects is a waste of fucking time. So for me, it's my personal brand, my physique, and my finances. Anything that's not moving those 3 forward is a fucking waste of time, and I need to get rid of it. So whilst I'm eating, I'm not watching YouTube videos, I'm not watching movies, I'm not texting people on Instagram, replying to DMs, replying to comments on YouTube. I'm fucking working on more videos so I can make an impact on you motherfuckers' lives. A lot of us like to think that we're hard workers. We like to think that we're about the grind and we're about the hustle and we're above everyone else. And as entrepreneurs, you're entitled to that, because I'm aware that entrepreneurs just always seem to have this superiority complex. I'm no outlier. But what I can tell you is that you are not as good as you think you are. There's plenty of people who have had it far worse and who have done far better in far less time because they didn't fuck around like you do. I had a mate who is no longer a mate because he was always a victim of his fucking circumstances, and he would pull me down to his level. His mum was a junkie, he didn't have a super good relationship with her, he ended up moving out, all of this stuff. He didn't have a great life. Instead of saying, hey, I've had a bad life, but it's in my power, it's my decision to change the way I am. Instead of saying that, he gave in to all of the short-term pleasures, drugs, alcohol, vaping, all of this shit, and he's a fucking loser to this day. And when I say he pulled me down to his level, when I wanted to stop smoking, and I did stop smoking, like, oh, surely you'll do it sometimes with us, like, oh, just on the odd occasion. And I was actually considering this shit. Once I cut him off, cut everyone off for that matter, I didn't do any of it. And I haven't done any of it for nearly 2 years. But if you want to actually get this excitement, this fulfillment, this achievement, this sense of pride within yourself, like you had when you were a kid, do some fucking hard shit. Do some shit that absolutely sucks. Because the suck is where you grow. And I'm gonna keep saying this message until I have a video go fucking viral with it, because you motherfuckers need to hear it. The purpose is you. That's one thing I learned from Goggins. Watching him live, he said the purpose is you. You need to stop looking for some magical, mythical purpose, because it's you. You're walking around with it every day. If you can't love yourself enough to want to be better, to want to grow, to improve yourself and make yourself as good as possible, there's nothing I, Goggins, or anyone else can tell you. You're a lost cause. Because if you can't do it for you, then who else? Right? The purpose is you, G. And if you want to actually start improving your fucking life and making a change for the better today, click the top link in the description. That'll take you to my online school community where I'm helping young guys every single day level up and change their lives for the better. So if that does sound like something you'll be interested in, click the top link in the description. Stay grinding, G.